Welcome everyone to today's video. Before we begin, I have a simple question for you. If I gave you a mirror that could reflect your soul, would you dare to look into it? Don't rush to answer. Think about it. What would happen if you saw the chaotic thoughts, the tangled anxieties, and the fears you've been hiding for so long? Scary, isn't it? But here's the interesting thing. We don't need a magical mirror at all, because it already exists right in your hands in the form of a journal. More than 2,000 years ago, Marcus Aurelius, a great Roman emperor, left behind a legacy not through victories on the battlefield, but through the handwritten pages of his journal. His work, Meditations, was a collection of inner monologues where Marcus was not a mighty emperor, but simply a man struggling with worries, uncertainties, and the pain of losing loved ones. Imagine this. One of the most powerful individuals in the ancient world would sit down at the end of each day, pick up a pen and write, not for anyone else to read, but to reflect on his own soul. What did he write about? Just simple things, his emotions, how to face challenges, how to live true to the values he believed in. And now, thousands of years later, what Marcus wrote is not just a legacy but a message to us. Talk to yourself, because your mind is the strongest fortress that no one can destroy. At this point, I know some of you might be thinking, but I'm not a philosopher, and I don't have time for that. Don't worry. I'm not saying you need to become an ancient Greek philosopher or write a 500-page novel. All you need is a piece of paper, a pen, and most importantly, a little time for yourself. Today, we're going to explore the unexpected power of journaling. It's not just a way to release stress. It's a key to understanding yourself more deeply. And who knows, you might even discover that you can become a modern-day Marcus Aurelius without ruling the Roman Empire. Journaling, simply put, is a way to have a conversation with yourself. But hold on. You might think, asterisk, hey, I don't need anyone else to talk to, especially myself. Asterisk, but trust me, you might find that you are the best mentor you'll ever have. Let me tell you a story. Marcus Aurelius, the king of journaling, didn't write for others to read. He didn't write to boast about his victories or achievements. He wrote because he needed to stay sane in a chaotic life. Can you imagine? As an emperor, he faced wars, conspiracies, and countless problems. Yet, he still made time every day to write his thoughts. And you know what's strange? Marcus didn't try to find grand answers. He simply recorded what he felt. For example, you have power over your mind, not outside events. In simpler terms, Marcus was reminding himself, no one can make me angry unless I allow them to. Now look at us. How many times have you let someone else's opinion ruin your entire day? How many times have you felt like you were being pushed by the winds of life, forgetting that you can steer your own ship? Journaling is how you take back the wheel. Think of it as an emotional GPS. When you're lost, journaling helps you find your path again. So, do you need to be a philosopher to journal? The answer is no. You don't need to understand philosophy or write like Shakespeare. In fact, the first thing you need to learn is not to overthink it. Imagine this. You don't need to write something like, today, I pondered the existence of the ego in the infinite universe. Instead, write simple things like, I had a great lunch today, but maybe I should cut back on cheese. My boss scolded me, but looking back, it's not because they hate me. Maybe they're just having a bad day too. This is how you release pressure and find meaning in small things. Think of journaling as becoming your own therapist. You don't need an expensive armchair or to pay thousands of dollars for an hour of therapy. All you need is a notebook, a pen, and the courage to be honest with yourself. Journaling isn't just good for your emotions. It's medicine for your health too. When you write down your worries, you're unloading them from your mind. Think of it like taking out the trash. By clearing out negative thoughts, you'll feel lighter and reduce stress. If you've ever lost sleep because your mind keeps replaying a problem, journaling can put an end to those thoughts before bedtime, improving your sleep. And when you write down the good things that happen during the day, no matter how small, like a compliment from a coworker or a perfectly brewed cup of coffee. You'll see that the world is still full of meaning, boosting your positivity. Now, you're probably wondering, how did Marcus do it so effectively? It's simple. 1. Marcus would ask himself asterisk. What's bothering me? Is it really important? For example, if you're angry because a coworker didn't reply to an email, ask yourself, why am I letting this small thing upset me? Is there a more positive way to look at it? This is step 1. Recognize your emotions. 2. Marcus analyzed situations through a realistic lens. He understood that not everything in life was within his control. He wrote, "You cannot control external events, but you can control how you respond." If your day didn't go well, write down, what happened? How did I react? What could I do differently next time? 3. Marcus encouraged himself. He didn't wait for others to motivate him. He wrote reminders like, live each day as if it were your last. Not to panic, but to live fully. You might be thinking, who writes by hand anymore in this digital age? Everything is online. Asterisk. But think of it this way. Social media is just a place where you show a curated version of yourself. A journal, on the other hand, is where you can be completely honest. If you don't like writing by hand, try apps like Evernote, Day One, or Google Keep. It's not about how you write, it's about taking the time to do it. So how can you build the habit of journaling? Start with just 3 minutes a day. Here's a small structure I call the 3-minute magic. Minute 1, write what happened asterisk asterisk. Write a simple sentence. Today, the most memorable thing was. Minute 2, write how you felt asterisk asterisk. How did you feel? Angry? Anxious? Happy? Be honest. Minute 3, write the lesson asterisk asterisk. Ask yourself, what did I learn? What can I do differently if this happens again? Write at a fixed time. It could be in the morning, before bed, or whenever you feel most relaxed. Reward yourself for journaling regularly, maybe with a good cup of coffee or a peaceful walk. Before we wrap up, I'd like to borrow a quote from Marcus Aurelius. When you arise in the morning, think to yourself, what is preventing me from being my best self today? Let journaling be your companion on the journey to finding that best version of yourself. And if you're still skeptical about the power of writing, just give it a try today. Who knows? One day, those pages might become the mirror reflecting the strong, resilient person you've always wanted to be. Thank you all for listening.